All right, a very good day to you folks, or otherwise time appropriate greetings. Welcome to Speed Gaming. We bring you today the first match of round 4 of Swiss in the Metroid Prime 2 Randomizer 2022 tournament. We got a good one for you today, folks. Today, we've got Cestrion versus LucariusLion, two runners who are going to put on a great show for you today. I'm Captain MD, and today I am joined by the Ginger Chris. How you doing today?
I'm not too bad. I've gave these runners a little bit of amnesty from cursed seeds, hopefully.
Indeed, we do have a different seed roller for this one. This is rolled by Baja Blood, but well, we'll see if you two ended up sharing an agreement on who generating the best possible worst seeds for us audience at home. That being said, not too crazy RAs. We've just got the multiplayer pickups enabled, but other than that, should be a pretty standard rule set at the very least.
Yeah. So all the kind of the usual stuff: great tempo start, violet start, and your usual 3 pickups, 2 pickups, depending on whether we can get what's in the violet transport.
Ah, yes.
Now, joining us for the tracking, pressing all the buttons, is Gollop. So thank you very much, Gollop, for picking that up for us.
All right, we start off with something that is actually not a major item for a change. That is a dark ammo tank on Umos.
An amber mining station access.
Alright, so that is a pretty bomb-locked Amber translator right now, so it is not immediately free, but we'll see what happens as we fight Alpha Splinter.
Yeah, so we've got pretty much our standard affair here. Grab your first item, get your hint, go fight Alpha Splinter, and then see what the rest offers. It seems that we're having quite a mix of players pick the standard kind of setting and starting location, and a few other players have been opting for the alternative landing site. So we're actually getting a good shuffle and race differences, which is nice.
Indeed, and we also recently have had a few of those transport to Aegon sending us to temple access instead of the usual Aegon entrance to kind of vary the need for missile launcher.
Yeah.
Gollop and I are going at it on sometime this week. We haven't gotten our match scheduled yet, but we're going to be doing that rule set as well. Something I do need to practice on too, because I haven't actually experienced it yet properly for myself.
Yeah, it's actually quite a nice preset. Like I've seen in a few races, I've seen some of the others do some practice on them. And it's an interesting quality of life, surprisingly, especially if you shuffle or you make your missile launcher be a main missile launcher, which is always good. Now, on you go.
I was just going to say, both runners taking out Alpha Splinter just a charge shot away from each other. Another dark ammo tank on Dark Alpha Splinter. Interesting.
Yeah, not a whole lot to work with here. Just a missile expansion in the ceiling. It's very rare to walk out of Great Temple with not a single major upgrade.
Indeed. Usually the game gave us Grapple Beam by this point. But yeah, very slow start for a change. So yeah, our only item in logic right now is transport to Aegon. I have no idea what that is in TAS.
No aura, so it's possible it might be another ammo expansion.
Could be an ammo expansion, it could be a beam. It's probably a beam. If I had to guess, it's probably Dark Beam. It didn't look like a visor. But yeah, we're going to see our runners try to get this the hard way with the TAS jump. Cestrion the first to get it after a bit of struggle. And let's take a look and see what this is. It is... oh, it's a missile tank.
Nah, nothing too exciting then.
Still welcome nonetheless, as it does give us one additional check here in Storage Cavern B, which is an energy tank.
So Lucarius manages to get up on the ledge, which is good. So they won't be far behind. But again, still, logically, the only thing is the transport.
Yep.
So nothing to work with, really. could it be argued that GFMC is... No, it's not logic. Could that be in logic on the expectation that you get, say, power bombs?
Could be. But given that we have another check in logic here in the elevator, it's very unlikely. But we did get a hint that a cursed lake is a key of some kind. Could be important later.
And there is bombs in the transport to Egon.
Ooh, power bombs can be found 3 rooms away from light beam. That's an excellent proximity hint. Just because when you find one, you can get great intel for the other.
Yeah.
And interestingly, those are both the items that glow like Christmas trees.
So both runners heading into Aegon with their bombs here. I think the opportunity to have gone to comms area was now open, but probably going to check for the... I can never remember. It's
Mining
not
Plaza?
Junction Site. No, Junction Site is the dark version, if I'm correct. It's the light version they now have access to.
Yeah, mining station access, which is where they're
Oh,
going to
that
be
is
picking up
access.
their... Yeah, that's where they're going to be picking up their Amber Translator, which really not a bad time to pick it up, because you can then backtrack for... What was that in Mining Plaza? I'm going to need another look on Lucarius' side. But yeah, this is going to be Amber. We'll see if either runner doubles back to check the Mining Plaza hint. I have no idea what that is in Mining Plaza. And indeed, Cestrion is going back to read the hint.
Makes sense to do so. You're only a room away.
Want to become famous? By Fallout transmission blocked. Sorry, I can't quite do a Dread Adam voice yet. But that's what I imagine is coming through those transmission blocked texts. Thanks for coming up with that joke hint, by the way.
It was just one of those things where, what was it? I think I got bombarded with 13 spam bots in one day, and I just suggested it as a joke, and it kind of got picked up.
Ooh, Spider Ball is exactly 2 rooms from comm area. The only place that can be is GFMC. Since we've seen Temple Assembly side already. So it's either on the ship or it is in the crate. Now we
Was
also...
it exactly 2 rooms or an up to?
Exactly.
Okay, so it can't be Dynamo then.
Nope. That being said, I did manage to catch, when Cestrion looked up, it is a translator in Mining Station A, or a visor upgrade of some kind in Mining Station A.
Oh dear.
Unfortunately, we are not able to get that with our current equipment. We would need, ideally, space jump at the bare minimum.
So there's power bombs, which means light beam is 3 rooms of a distance.
Exactly 3 rooms away, so that means it can either be in Aegon Temple, hopefully not Mining Plaza. Let me think. It can't be in Portal Terminal, that's not an item location. So yeah, Bomb Guardian, it could be in... Its Command Center's 4 rooms away. No, correction, Central Mining Station is 3. So yeah, Central Mining Station, Bomb Guardian, or Mining Plaza.
Okay. And we don't think it's Mining Plaza, thankfully.
I don't think it's Mining Plaza either, but you never know. Restream quality could have messed us up a little bit.
And the survey says... Ooh, okay. More dark ammo for the dark beam we don't have.
A translator can be found in Aegon Wastes. Gee, that couldn't possibly be the visor upgrade we just saw in Mining Station A, could it? Now, honestly, all this dark ammo, with Light Beam potentially being right around the corner, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Annihilator. Oh, hi, Seeker Launcher. Amorbus is guarding Dark Aegon Key 2.
So that's fairly good information then, because if that is a HUD system in the Mining Plaza, that means the HUD system is not required. Because Morbus is physically locking itself.
Mm-hmm.
So that's relatively good information, as awkward as it is. That's great information.
Yeah, so Mining Plaza is dead, 100% now. So that means Light Beam has to be in Central Mining Station.
Yeah, and Baja has failed to give the runners the first of the major bosses.
There's still 2 left. Alright, Lucarius electing to take the bombs directly into Dark Aegon here.
Not a terrible decision.
Yeah, deciding to at the very least peak Crossroads and open up Transport Center for later. That is a movement system of some kind. I believe that was Space Jump, and in fact it was.
Oh, that's not a good one.
That's a bad spot for Space Jump. That's locked by Boost Ball and another beam of some kind that isn't light.
So I'm correct that this Jump Guardian loop is out of logic, because that bomb jump that Lucarius has just completed isn't considered, like, beginner, is it?
I don't think so. Because it's a multi-bomb jump, not a single bomb jump. I don't think this is in... going all the way around to Jump Guardian is expected.
Yeah,
but
there's
the
no
bomb
dark
jump
beam
is
for that,
not.
there's no missiles for that, so...
Oh, that's right, we don't have missile launchers, so technically, yes, Jump Guardian is out of logic right now.
So that would suggest that there's potentially a progression item in comms area, I want to say.
It could be.
Or GFMC and Dynamo now that we have any power bombs, actually.
Yeah, GFMC is definitely sounding like a pretty good spot to be right now. Transport Center is also in play. That doesn't actually require much besides bombs. And that's a cheeseburger there in Trial Tunnel.
Runners also do have the ability to go check Hive Chamber B, but again, not currently logical.
Lucarius making me proud, doing standard Daredevil Trial Tunnel procedures.
So Lucarius is just going to practice some target practice here. Just shoot the invisible object. There's nothing here to see, literally.
Sure there isn't. Sure there isn't. Yeah, Gala brings up an interesting point. It's been 12 minutes. We've cleared the first half. We're almost done clearing the first half of Aegon. And interestingly, no sign of a grapple. Since when? Sounds like that light field didn't crash on top of the ledge. Interesting.
Come on, Cestrion. There we go.
That jump is pretty tight. Especially going towards Judgment Pit.
Yeah, it was like I can't remember who I was speaking to about it, but it's like the hitbox or the standable for the blade pod is very deceptive.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, by the way, here's Jump Guardian. You know, charge shot and a missile later, and pretty much down he goes.
Very easy, boss. Surprising to put something so easy, such like a low health pool, into the game. We're getting nothing.
Thanks, Jump Guardian.
Getting absolutely nothing here.
That's a missile tank in Junction Site. So yeah, this is an incredibly barren start. Definitely one of the most barren starts I've seen.
Yeah, so Lucarius is going to take a walk to start here, probably.
Maybe we should have taken those bombs to comm area.
Maybe not a warp start. Just going to head back into the light side.
Yeah, Lucarius is going to check Transport Center first, then probably warp to start, because there really is nothing else we can do here. Because it's possible to get to Command Center with some very precise angled bomb jumps, but other than that, there really isn't anything we can do. Alright, Lucarius is waiting for an intentional gold drop here. So yeah, Lucarius is gonna go to Transport Center, probably just warp, not even warp to start, just waltz right out the elevator since it puts you right in front of DMT.
Lucarius also hasn't gone to Temple yet to pick up the Seekers, so they do also have that available.
Indeed. But let's see what's in Transport Center. It is the missile launcher. Okay, so now Jump Guardian is in logic.
For that.
That's about it, though.
Infinitely important Sonic Boom.
Ooh, no, it's unlimited missiles, so now we don't even have to worry about that anymore. Now, it should be noted, even though we did just get unlimited missiles, that doesn't count as logical missile launcher. But how about that? Unlimited missiles before missile launcher. Wait a minute, that was exactly where it was in my race with Lucarius last week. I tell you, Randomizer is a creature of habit.
It does feel like that sometimes. It definitely does.
But yeah, unlimited missiles still really great to have because Lucarius is about to get Seekers and Cestrion will get unlimited missiles in due course as well, no doubt. And that's going to just grant unlimited Seeker missiles, which is currently, besides power bombs, our best source of damage. Yeah, something tells me we're also going to have a pretty late space jump today, given that it's currently behind Dark/Annihilator or Dark/Annihilator and Boost.
Yeah, so Cestrion will be picking up those unlimited missiles and presumably will just head back into Temple Grounds. There's nothing much else for them to do here. Lucarius won't be far behind once picking up the Seeker missile in this hint. Lucarius will get the good information.
Oh, Cestrion entered the save station just a wee bit too early. And the missile poofed out of existence. Not that it matters. Both of them have unlimited missiles. And indeed, yeah, they're just going to waltz right out of right out of the temple, or out of Aegon.
So with this, we at least have the high chambers and Dark Missile Trooper available to check. It would be nice to get them in the single pass. We'll see what we can get from that.
Yeah, while we have a few seconds, I'm going to go ahead and double check the VOD, see if I can find out what they saw in Mining Plaza, if at all.
Lucarius attempted to go for a second check. I am unsure. I thought I saw an orange aura, which could potentially mean it's just a missile. But no, Cestrion is going to go for the high chamber checks, get the Dark Missile Trooper out of the way. Again, this will just be additional information and equipment that is not yet in logic. But we have power bombs, nice easy way to get rid of DMT.
Yeah, power bombs really do make this a nice, easy trip.
And DMT just with a missile expansion. Nothing too exciting. So yeah, it's definitely look like Dynamo, comms area, GFMC is where we're going to get our finding, our kind of actual progressionary item here.
Yeah, it seems to be the case. There's also this check in Hive Chamber B, which came into logic immediately after bombs.
Is the bomb jump over the gate considered logical?
It should be.
Because I know that the charge beam strategy to blow up the pods behind the gate is not in beginner.
I know missiles are enough.
Yeah, I know the missiles are, but I wasn't sure if the bomb jump was.
I think the bomb jump is. Oh, it's not. Okay. Never mind.
But yeah, the Hive Chamber's not offering anything of great interest, just an E-tank and an extra missile expansion. Missile expansion's been absolutely useless thanks to unlimited missiles. Dynamo is empty. This is a very strange start. It is very unusual to see almost nothing crop up here. Sky Temple Key, again, does nothing for us, so it has to be GFMC at this point.
Yeah, but that would only give us Spider Ball, which by itself doesn't do us anything, unless Spider Ball's on the ship and we get Dark Beam or something here.
Yeah.
Although, actually, no, correction. Spider Ball would give us, with Power Bombs, the visor upgrade, the translator upgrade in... Yeah, that's Spider Ball. Yeah. So that would give us the translator in Mining Station A. Which...
Does that do us anything?
I'm trying to think. That translator would be Emerald. And by itself, that would get us one item which Cestrion's heading to right now, which is Transport A access.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, so this has to be something then, knowing that Emerald is behind that spider on power bombs. One awkward start where you're expected to bounce back and forward, but thanks to the save station warp to start, we can do this a little ahead of time.
Indeed. Yeah, that's boost ball.
Boost ball, yep.
Okay.
Does this not also give us Sank entrance?
It sure does.
Oh, that's not good.
That is literally the only check boost ball opens up right now.
Oh, but they need to go back for Emerald as well.
Well, and after they do so, the other thing they can do is get Underground Tunnel.
Oh, that's two very interesting checks immediately available.
Yeah, and they're both on polar opposite ends of the world right now.
So the question is, who takes what decision?
I mean, there really is no decision to make here. Either way, the first thing they're going to do is go back and get that translator.
Yeah. I guess...
Which we're pretty sure at this point has got to be Emerald.
Yeah. So I guess with Emerald being an MSA, the chances are they'll probably go for the Underground Tunnel check because it is the closest.
It's a pretty safe bet. The other thing is secret missiles are still technically out of logic because they're locked by main missile launcher, which we still don't have. So we have to kind of take into account that the actually that would guarantee the progression isn't Sank entrance.
Sank entrance, yeah. That is a very good point.
So they're probably going to check Underground Tunnel anyway because it's relatively quick to get. You're right near a save station back in Aegon when you're done. But yeah, Sank entrance is our next progression after Emerald Translator.
Now, the question that we can start asking ourselves is, what are we expecting in Sank entrance?
It could be.
It has to be a beam.
If we find progression in Underground Tunnel, Sank entrance could just be missile launcher.
True.
And to clarify with chat, secret missiles are no longer considered logical first missiles anymore. That was changed a little over a year ago, I want to say.
Yeah, I think that change was implemented just prior to the CGC kind of going off.
Could Dart Beam or Annihilator be in Sank Entrance? Yep, could be Dark or Annihilator. That would give us Space Jump. What would that give us?
Give us access to labs.
Well,
Yeah,
that still needs main missile launcher.
Oh,
Light Beam is currently hard locked by main missile launcher, assuming given that it's in central mining. It's hard locked by main missile launcher. Yeah, because you either need light beam or super missiles to get in from other directions. So and yeah, that's Emerald Translator. Oh, Lucarius is doing the Bomb Guardian fight here. Because, yeah, these pirates don't appear until the Bomb Guardian fight, but Cestrion went around the other way and is now heading back out and is going straight for Sank Entrance.
Yeah, so Cestrion is going to make the immediate call that progression has to be there. This will be punishing if it is just missile launcher. An underground tunnel is the forward piece.
Indeed.
So I'm curious to see if Lucarius will do the opposite.
I looked back at the VOD and I still couldn't tell what was in Mining Plaza. I don't think it's Light Beam. I mean, if it is, then Light Beam could possibly be dead this seed. It's very rare, but it can happen.
Yeah. I thought it was a missile. I thought I saw the orange hue of the
yeah, I don't think it's Light Beam. Yeah, right now we'll assume Light Beam's in Central Mining and we'll cross that bridge when we get to it if it's not.
And we are getting some diversion here. It looks like Lucarius is going to go for the underground tunnel play.
Yeah, I mean, both plays definitely make a lot of sense. Cestrion's playing defensively while Lucarius is just kind of planning ahead a little bit. Because it's possible that this could, again, be Dark Beam or Annihilator Beam, which if it is, then congratulations, you've just unlocked the ability to go backtrack for Space Jump.
I do kind of prefer Lucarius' decision here because the underground tunnel is much closer than Sank Entrance.
It absolutely is. I mean, if this is super missiles, then you can go... That gives you stuff to do in Torvis for a little while. Not a whole lot, because we still don't have beams, but it gives you some access. And luckily, thanks to unlimited missiles, we don't have to worry about getting Seeker locked.
Yep. Now, Cestrion does have the advantage of getting a Violet hint here. So I'm curious to see if this will steer back in any...
There is always progression in Underground Tunnel.
Well.
It is Dark Beam. And we see that Crossroads has a movement system. Thanks, game. We knew that already. So yeah, there's a good chance that this is Missile Launcher in Sank Entrance. The Missile Launcher can be found in Sank Entrance!
What a great hint. Saves you an elevator. So at least getting bailed out just ever so slightly.
This is the kind of comedy we enjoy, chat. You know, we may not have required bosses, but this logic chain is already a mess. In fact, it is already worthy of me writing it down.
That was a good one. Now, Lucarius getting the benefit here of doing this sequence out of order, and will be first to Space Jump. And the Cestrion is probably grumbling to themselves and mauling over that terrible hint.
So yeah, Lucarius is going to take this Dark Beam over to Incash 4 immediately. So yeah, chat, this logic chain currently is bombs at the elevator, to Amber Translator in Mining Station Access, to main PBs in Sand Cache. Main PBs gets you Spider Ball out of GFMC, then you get to backtrack all the way to Mining Station A for Emerald Translator, which will allow you to pick up Boost Ball by going all the way back to Great Temple and using the Emerald Gate, for Missile Launcher in Sank Entrance, leading to Dark Beam in Underground Tunnel, after picking up Secret Missiles in Aegon Energy Controller.
So Lucarius didn't find anything of interest in the in-cache. We'll probably be heading towards getting their light beam at this point. I would presume that they've probably deduced that Missile Launcher has to be in Sank Entrance.
Yeah, that I would wager that he's made a pretty safe assumption on that front, but let's see what Cestrion does right now. Well, Cestrion's going to go to Underground Tunnel, obviously. There really is nothing else you could do. Now, conveniently, because it's Dark Beam, you can just run back and grab Space Jump, so at least that's not too bad.
Yeah. And then I guess with Dark and Light Beam in tow, they have the opportunity just to do labs.
Yeah, I would say the process here should be do a full labs loop, come out at main reactor to the Aegon Temple side again, and go do Mining Station B. Because you can basically full clear that entire neighborhood now minus Storage C.
And we also do have access to the Spider's Treasure side of things as well, with the power bombs.
That
so
we do.
You've got a lot of opportunity and a lot of checks here to kind of work through.
Yeah, I definitely don't discourage Mining Station B because of that one last Amber hint, but we'll see how our runners decide to, how Labs plays out, really.
I guess there could be an argument as well for doing almost reverse labs. So take your light beam, go to MSB, go into vent area A, and then decide what you want to do from there. Because that way you can at least take the save station from inside labs and bail.
True. And I couldn't see what... Oh, well, we established already that that was light beam. At least I'm like 95% sure it's light beam.
Yeah, I think it is.
Okay, yeah, it's definitely light beam. So yeah, that's in logic just with Spider Ball and Space Jump. So yeah, light beam locked by Space Jump. Yeah, this chain is continuing, by the way.
Not just dark ammo and command center.
But yeah, there's a lot our runners could do right now. They can do a fairly sizable chunk of Upper Torvis. They can even, if they BSJ over Forgotten Bridge Gate, they could do the back of Upper Torvis without Emerald Translator. And not without Emerald Translator, without Super Missiles. Alternatively, they can, after dipping out of Aegon, go to the backside of Torvis from the temple, and therefore just have that entire route opened up. Ooh, Lucarius didn't get the scan dash. Yeah, ideally you want to target the base of the cannon behind the hologram.
The base is unscannable though on your second pass as well, which makes it really awkward.
Well, it's not that the base is unscannable, it's just further away. Oh. Oh, Cestrion somehow triggered the dueling range fight, but it's nothing a power bomb can't fix. Yeah, Spider's Treasure does seem like a pretty good idea. And yeah, we already knew this was light beam.
That is what you do. Life support system and Battlegrounds flying dark cache.
That is definitely a non-zero chance of being a suit right now. Unfortunately, we're still looking for a Dark Visor to be able to catch that.
It does look like Lucarius is going into labs. We'll be doing the clear here. I am curious to see whether Cestrion decides to be a little bit more aggressive with this. They have been talking about being a little bit more aggressive with their routing.
I would wager that Cestrion might be considering playing a little bit from behind as well, just given the circumstances of having almost been bamboozled by missile launcher. Definitely a sensible play to go check Sank entrance, since that's the next logical step, but unfortunately it just ends up being, you know, the means to an end.
Lucarius not finding anything as of yet. We will be having to give up on storage C as we pass here. I think that's pretty much all we can skip.
I feel like when I'm doing a labs play from this scenario, when I know Light Beam is in there, I feel like it's still faster to, from Command Center, go fight Dark Samus and do labs from reverse. That way, when you're done, you can go to Doomed Entry, check everything, dump out at the what's it's called? Dump out at the portal and main reactor, and then just go to Temple side that way.
I've also seen some runners do the immediate drop into Dark Labs and then come out at Dark Samus and do the reverse labs route.
It's not a bad option either. The only downside of doing that when you haven't done the rest of the Aegon Temple side checks is you're going to have to deal with Dark Samus dropping the doors on you, unless you trigger that first on your way out of Dark Samus coming through the portal.
So it does look like Cestrion is going to go straight to the MSB check. So, nice divergence here between our runners.
Alright, Mineshaft here's got light ammo. Is that our first light ammo tank of the day after all the dark ones?
No, we've seen a few. We've seen a few. I think...
Oh yeah, we have.
Couldn't see what is in here.
I think Cestrion was going straight for storage A first. More light ammo!
The thing that is going to be extremely amusing is that we'll have spent all this time getting all these ammo packs and we'll just stumble into unlimited ammo fairly quick.
Probably. Alright, Mining Station B hint reads that the keys to Dark Torvus are an Aegon, Inghive, and another thing that I'll check in the playback
Temple
for.
Grounds.
Temple Grounds, thank you. So, Dark Aegon, or what did I say? Something Inghive. Aegon, Inghive, Temple Grounds.
So, sadly, nothing of use in Cestrion's divergence here. Hint might become valuable depending on circumstances later down the line, but nothing immediate. Lucarius is saying hello to Dark Samus and dropping off one burger.
Ah, I wasn't aware Lucarius had signed up with Uber Eats.
Nice wee side job, I guess.
I'm kidding, of course. Alright. Energy tank in storage D, still a worthy pickup nonetheless, just to immediately reload main reactor, saves you the trouble.
And main reactor is logical as well with boosting Spider, so we could actually have something here.
Mm-hmm. Let's see, what is that? That is, I think, a Sky Temple key?
Yeah, I saw the white glow of something. Cestrion is heading into Spider's treasure.
Okay, yeah, it is a Sky Temple key. Alright, so we did need to come here at some point or another anyway. Unfortunately, now what happens is Lucarius is getting a little thrown off because if you're on the top, like the rear-facing side of those pistons, the spider controls kind of mess up.
And an empty Dark Oasis this afternoon. Now, I missed sand processing. I wasn't sure if Lucarius checked it and whether anything was there.
I don't think it was anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, now we're going to see Doomed Entry, and it looked like Hall of Combat Mastery was nothing important.
Ah, sand processing was the Enghive key.
Oh, the, Oh, interesting. Okay, there's a red key in Calling Chamber. That could be the Dark Torvus key that was hinted. And what do we got here?
Echo.
Okay, so we don't need that for Mining Plaza, at least. You know what's in Logic right now, thanks to that Echo Visor? Airy.
Do we not also have Hive Gyro as well?
Hive Gyro is in play, yeah. But yeah, Cestrion, I think Cestrion is considering that Torvus key because, and this is a general rule of thumb that I've personally been abiding by lately, is that if you don't have the boss hint, get the key.
And Gollop confirming that Hive Gyro needs grapple, so that's not in Logic as of yet.
Yes, that's true. We need to cross the gap in Hive Dynamo.
So, seems Cestrion is having a little bit of shades of Bash here during their previous match where Bash went for this item. It being a Sky Temple key and didn't have the energy to comfortably get it.
Yeah, you need about 100 energy to get this safely. And that's assuming you plan ahead and, like, light up the crystal fields and such. Because, like, right now, Hazing Cliff, there's no way you're doing Hazing Cliff. Oh, wait. Never mind. He's already done it.
So I'm not sure if Cestrion checked Hall of Combat Mastery.
He did look at it. I'm pretty sure it was junk.
Yeah, so he's banking out and leaving it.
Okay, so we got an Echo Visor out of Spider's Treasure, but right now that doesn't do a whole heck of a... Well, let me think if that does anything for us. Can we, like, get, for example, all the way around Sanctuary? No. We can't go past Sanct Temple due to lack of grapple, for a change. But that's about...
If we go in Sank Entrance now, and is there anything in the Sank Entrance kind of portion of the loop?
No, because we still need Dark Visor to go past Sank Entrance itself,
Also
which we know is
do.
Missile Launcher.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think our next stop is going to be Torvus.
I think Vent 88A was just a missile pack. Cestrion skipped it earlier, and Lucarius has decided nope.
Well, really not a point when you have unlimited missiles.
It is always fun to discover that somewhere in the region of like 48 of your item checks are dead in the seed. Thanks to the unlimited missiles.
Oh, yes. Well, we're not... at least we're not too energy-starved this seed. We've gotten a handful of energy tanks so far, which it's enough to last a minute in Dark Aether for the moment.
That looked like 4 power bombs in Storage D dropped from the crates.
Yeah, Cestrion got some good drops there. Well, the thing is, because you have full missiles, the game doesn't have to consider worrying about missile drops, and because Cestrion got an energy tank, energy's full, so what else is there left to drop? Power bombs.
Yeah. Now, did Lucarius check Battleground? Because I know that he checked the Vanilla Light and Doomed Entry, but I was not sure if they actually went onwards to Battlegrounds.
I think so, but he might have bugged out immediately. I'm not 100% sure, actually.
If they did do it, then it wasn't anything of importance, because they didn't spend long enough for me to notice they were there. But
yeah, it definitely does seem like Torvus is the place to be, and Lucarius is going to do the underground tunnel loop around, which I like this route really much, really well, because it just lets you. It opens up Forgotten Bridge so that you don't have to do that BSJ to get over it later. In case super missiles are very late to the bandwagon, and it just offers an alternate way to get to Lower Torvis. Although we could, if our runners do feel so compelled, we could end up seeing Cashby Chasm if super missiles just don't show up at all. That being said, super missiles will never be in Lower Torvis, but even still.
Would we not need Screw Attack to start doing the shenanigans there?
In Lower Torvis?
At least to get down, I'm trying to think.
Yes, we would, because we need to get out of bounds.
Yeah.
Very true. Oh, on the note of out of bounds, it seems Lucarius is going to go out of bounds here in Torvis Temple. Interesting.
So I wonder if this is a play to get to the Torvis Temple energy controller, get the hint, the item, and then you just never need to come back for that.
It doesn't look like it. Looks like he's triggering the fight. Yes, no, maybe?
We don't know. Can you repeat the question?
Actually, no. I think Lucarius is doing exactly what you said. He's trying to actually get around the temple. Yeah, this is a very complex ether jump series I'm seeing right here, because yeah, to do this, ether jumps, you need to jump 3 frames after crossing into the room's gravity box, and that's not a lot of time in a 60 FPS game.
So nicely climbed, so we're just going to walk across the ceiling of thin air here. And then we're going to drop down on top of the door.
Okay, so I guess Lucarius at some point or another did kind of load Torvis controller access, gets it, and now the door is open, and now that Super's lock is gone.
Very nicely done. Yeah, I would hazard a guess that Cestrion will do something very similar with that.
Wouldn't be too surprised. Only a Sky Temple key in Torvis energy controller, so...
Not a terrible find.
Oh, Quad's guarding a missile.
Half dead.
I'm honestly not expecting too many crazy miracles out of this seed. Now that we found Light Beam, the world is open, and usually this is where the game starts thinking about dropping Sky Temple keys everywhere.
Now, the one thing that this seed does have that is very uncharacteristic compared to a lot of other seeds is we still don't have a progressive grapple.
Very true. So yeah,
so
we might...
maybe this is the rare occasion where we need to go looking for essay.
Yeah, it's not often we get a screw attack troll in Echo's randomizer.
The battleground is just a missile. And it looks like dark ammo, dark burst in Torvis Temple itself.
I'm sure with all the ammo, a super combo for the other beams probably wouldn't go amiss here, but it's a burger.
Oh, it's a burger, yeah. I see the orange strip now.
And since we picked up the item, we can just scan the elevator and be on our merry.
One of the things I'm kind of curious about is... Oh, there's an Annihilator.
Interesting spot for that. That doesn't do us a whole lot by it. Well, actually, it gives us Profane Path.
Yeah, with the Echo values that we also have.
It gives us Profane Path. It gives us main gyro we should be able to do with our current equipment. Let's see. Umos 2 is an energy tank.
Well, there's Screw Attack.
Yeah. Can't exactly get that without grapple beam. Now,
one of the things I was going to ask about routing in this kind of position, right? with the fact that logically we were probably expected to go through underground tunnel, head through like the kind of Torvis Grove, Torvis Plaza. That would, I don't know if that would still be potentially better for the position that we're in, because it would lower the gate compared to what Lucarius is doing, which is going through Upper Torvis and then probably having to look back round there anyway.
Yeah, that does seem like that's what's going on here. I agree that it's better to do the full loop around, but I think Lucarius is actually okay. Lucarius is heading back. Never mind. Oh, is Lucarius gonna try and? I thought Lucarius might be trying to sequence break the grapple beam, but kind of really hard to do in this scenario without gravity. He also
Yeah, so
probably wants a quick look at Portal Chamber too.
Cestrion has opted not to go into Torvis as of yet.
Yeah, is playing for hints at the moment. The Hive keys are pretty irrelevant right now.
Going for Hall of Honor Dead here.
Alright, we got Great Bridge here, which is Dark Burst.
So both runners having two different parts of a puzzle here, Echo and Annihilator, so it's curious as to what could be locked away behind that. And Hall of Honor Dead is a Sky Temple key. And it does look like Lucarius is going to go back into the temple side and do the boost guarding kind of look. Lovely loading times near the door.
Yeah, Torvis Temple, a bit of a big spot. But yeah, the way looks like Cestrion's gonna head back in the direction of Len. Okay, never mind. I was about to say, Cestrion, if he wants to go back to Torvis Quadrant, would be better to space jump instant morph into the morph ball tunnel here, like he's attempting to do right now. There we go.
Taking time, very nice. Lucarius getting a sweet boost, 100 points.
Yeah, I don't know why, but when you come off the half pipe in Grove, you get a huge speed boost in your next boost, and I'm not quite sure why.
There is a lot of awkward terrain, kind of like shapes in this room as well.
Alright, we're gonna get a quick peek at what is in... Well, at least we tried to get a good peek at what was in Meditation Vista, but it couldn't have been anything important if Lucarius is skipping it. Well, granted, we can't get it without Screw Attack anyway, but...
Didn't look like anything important.
What else is in play right now? We actually can't even do anything in the Wind Chamber neighborhood without a grapple. Cestrion is going to...
We know that Wind Chamber and Wind Chamber access can't be grappled because Screw Attack is in Path of Roots, essentially.
Yeah, so at worst, though, the only thing those things could really be are like Gravity Boost or Sky Temple keys. I mean, Super Missiles could be in Wind Chamber Gate, that would be a troll, but... Oh, we found the other grapple beam. It is in Dark Torvis Arena.
Okay. So that's a nice hint. That's probably going to push Cestrion a little further forward.
I think, actually, Lucarius is going to fall into this in a minute if he goes to Dark Torvis. So Lucarius, it does point Cestrion in the right direction, but Lucarius, just on the principle of just being in the neighborhood already, is going to be still a little bit ahead getting that grapple beam. So yeah, it's likely Cestrion's going to do the Forgotten Bridge BSJ now. And with Screw Attack in tow, coming out of Boost Guardian, well, not out of Boost Guardian, but after getting Grapple, we could end up seeing Cash B Chasm here after Screw Attack.
And Torvis Plaza is a perfectly good room.
Doesn't look like anything important.
So I presume that Lucarius is going to head into the dark side of Torvis here. So they'll be close to getting that grapple. Cestrion now has all the information as to where grapple and screw attack are. So I'm curious on whether they will prioritize this.
I think what Lucarius is going to do is do Boost Guardian, do the loop of Upper Torvis, and come out of Portal Chamber. Probably just hop out of bounds and go around there. That is something that would be definitely on the more efficient side in this scenario. Although it looks like Lucarius, with Various Suit in tow, very understandably taking a safety save.
A very understandable decision here.
You know what would be hilarious out of all this? If Darksuit's just chilling on the GFXC ship.
Oh dear, yeah.
Because, yeah, Space Jump is very, very late in this chain right now. Like, right now, I've got Space Jump behind 9 items. And there's the grapple. It's in the half pipe.
That's a good thing, but it means we don't have to commit to Boost Guardian here, but the chances are we probably will. Yeah.
Yeah, as long as Lucarius nails the power bomb, he's fine. But yeah, it does need to get a little bit of extra help for safety here, waiting for the death animation, and is rewarded with an energy tank.
That's not a bad consolation prize.
Yeah, 4 energy, I actually just remembered the low amount of energy might make Cash B Chasm a little tough here. You still only have...
Cestrion has just picked up their Annihilator. So I'm curious if Cestrion is going to end up like prioritizing potentially their Annihilator checks here with the Echo Visor that they also have. That's the one distinction difference here.
With Screw Attack, Sanctuary is like actually wide open right now. Like it's almost full clearable. Like, I think the only thing you can't do in Sanctuary right now is Hive Entrance and Sank Map. Those are the only 2 things you can't do. And Spider Guardians, because no Cobalt Translator. So there's actually a very good chance Super Missiles are in Sanctuary. But yeah, I'm trying to think. What is... well, let me think. Well, Quad's dead anyway, so we don't need to worry about Quad at this point. So...
Not until we see infamous Tumos hint.
Oh, we have seen it. We have seen it, yeah.
Oh, we did see it?
Yeah, Tumos is dead.
Ah, missed that one.
And yeah, Cestrion is going to do the BSJ, the Forgotten BSJ here. I got to come up with a good name for this one. Like, I went with Cash B Chasm because it rolls off the tongue really well, but I gotta come up with a good name for this one, too. But yeah, this BSJ is very difficult, just because your biggest enemy is the camera. Because the camera
the standable you're on is very tricky to kind of work with and keep the camera in position.
Yeah, because you really don't have a lot of room here. And it took me a while to also get the control stick movement after getting the BSJ.
You need to flick it out to the left and then flick back in, don't you?
Something along that line, yeah. Like, lately I've been kind of just winging it, but... Oh no. Okay, and yeah, Lucarius is doing the out-of-bounds here in, what's it's called? Okay, so yeah, the ether box to this one is ahead of the door. Okay. That's probably why I keep screwing that one up. But yeah, Lucarius did exactly what I thought he was going to do, is bust out here. And yeah, I think at this point you go to Sank. Easiest way to do that is through, unfortunately, Aegon. Because we can't do Sank entrance without Dark Visor, and we can't go to Sank Vault side without super missiles.
Lucarius does have access to Wind Chamber access now as
Yes.
well, so there's the possibility of that. But I think routing-wise, it would make sense to go back through the Torvis to Aegon access and then loop round and take the Aegon to Sanctuary.
Yeah, that's the only way into Sanctuary right now, but I wonder if Lucarius... let's see what he's doing right now. He's going back to the temple. Because, yeah, the only way to get... I think that is exactly what he's doing, is going to Aegon. Because, yeah, there's only one way to get to the back right now easily from here, and that's through the elevator. Unfortunately, Cestrion's still having trouble with the Forgotten Bridge BSJ here.
Yeah, this is not treating him kindly.
Oh, and I just realized another thing that's probably keeping Quad... Well, not that Quad would be fightable in this scenario anyway, because no point. But we also, I think, are expected to logically have a suit for Quadraxis. Or at least a ridiculously high amount of energy tanks.
I think on beginner settings, it hard requires at least Dark Suit.
Pretty much.
I don't think it ever checks for the E-Tank side of things.
Cestrion bonked on the ceiling during the space jump.
He also got a camera turnaround as well, which probably messed things up a little bit.
Like I said, biggest enemy in this trick is the camera. Okay, so Cestrion's stuck. Now just has to get pulled through.
So this will be a relief for Cestrion, finally getting up there. Just waiting for the reposition.
Yeah, but it is going to still take a couple of minutes, and it is going to definitely eat into his time. Lucarius has definitely been just constantly trucking on here despite this dumb logic chain. And yeah, did we find anything besides Screw Attack and Annihilator and Torvis? Not really.
Not in the upper lips, no.
We do have access to Sand Canyon now, too, courtesy of Screw Attack. So yeah, it makes sense that the priority here would be to check this and then go to Sanctuary. The density is just there.
Reposition taking its sweet time.
I was about to say, yeah, that should be a Torvis key. Oh dear. And the one Torvis key we haven't seen yet is in Temple Grounds. Could just be in Wind Chamber. Okay, so yeah, Cestrion's hitting something, but isn't quite going across. Oh no, fell back.
Oh, that's rough. Interesting, they managed to get a BSJ after falling down.
I think that was actually more of a roll jump, if anything. Alright, so Lucarius grabbing a power bomb off of the bugs here, and then this should be Spider's Treasure, which for Lucarius is going to be the first dip, but luckily he's got 5 energy tanks, so it should be a lot less painful.
It's also going to end up being their Echo Visor as well, so this is going to work out quite well for them.
Yeah, I think with Annihilator and Echo especially, Sanctuary is definitely the place to be, because this lets you get, with Screw Attack now, this gets you Main Gyro and Sentinel's Path, which are both checks that can be very enraging late game checks. Since they only need those 2 items pretty much in particular, besides the movement necessary to get there.
I'm curious as to when Cestrion will call this quits if they don't get it in the next few attempts, because this is definitely eating into time at this stage.
Yeah, it's eating into time, but the problem in Cestrion's case is the only way back to that area is through the Aegon elevator, so it would take him at least 5 minutes to be back where he was before. I think what's happening here is Cestrion doesn't want to move forward until after the apex of the second jump. And yeah, Lucarius sees the key, isn't getting it right this minute, wants to get Hazing Cliff first, which makes sense. And now that we have Screw Attack, we can now get Hive Gyro. Without Dark Visor, though, Hive Gyro is a very tough sell. Because it's all the way, you gotta go all the way up to from Hat East to Hive Gyro, and then go all the way back down. Because no Dark Visor to open up the portal in Hive Dynamo.
Alright. That's not bad. Just caution, because we still don't have any.
Say that one more time.
Bulk. Sorry.
Say it one more time. You were a
Still
little
don't
muffled there.
Oh, sorry. Lucari's picking up the Torvus key just in case, because we don't have information on Chica.
Yeah, and we're also kind of running out of hints too. Okay, Cestrion is stuck again, but needs to get the teleport. Oh no, fell off. Yeah, the second control stick movement that's probably the hardest part. Yeah, Lucarius I think wanted to get that PB expansion, but only was going to give it one shot. He's got 5, so he's okay if he can get a good refill.
So we're back up. Let's see if
that was incredibly dangerous, by the way. Power bombing all those boxes, like that can lead to a game crash. Hive Dynamo's missile related. Was that Cobalt Translator in the Dynamo Works tunnel?
I think it is.
Well, that's another boss that's locking itself today, I think.
Good information. I'm starting to think that Baja has decided to roll a seed where it just locks itself everywhere.
You know, here's
There's
the
no
thing,
boss
though.
required.
Here's the thing, though. And I'm actually glad Lucarius is going back for this anyway. That Cobalt is still excellent to have right now, because we're still definitely looking for suits, probably.
Yeah.
And
the
super
information's going to be good.
It's more than likely that one of these Cobalt hints is going to give us something good. Like, we don't have the Chica hint yet either. So yeah, I actually really like this. I actually really like this move to go and get Cobalt Translator anyway.
So now that I'm thinking about it, has any of the bosses or mini-bosses been required yet? Bomb Guardian was ammo. Jump Guardian was Sonic Boom. DMT was a missile.
Yeah, nothing of note yet, actually, now that you bring that up.
I think the only boss, if you even want to call it a boss, was Dark Samus 1.
Which and that didn't have anything either. Well,
a Sky Temple key.
Oh, that's true. It did have a Sky Temple key. I mean, usually when I associate Dark Samus, I think Storage D.
So I think what Baja has attempted to do in this challenge for the worst seed possible is actually generated a seed where no boss is required for the majority of it.
No boss is required, but... And I guess we can go over this again because it's been a hot minute, but I want to read this hint with Lucarius on All of Combat Mastery first, see what it says. Back in my day, we didn't need hints. Thanks, game.
That's actually quite a funny hint if you consider the fact he has stolen the Cobalt visor here.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, so the logic chain, how we even got here. So the start was bombs in the elevator. Bombs in the Aegon elevator, to Amber Translator and Mining Station access, to main PBs and Sand Cache. Now that by itself isn't too bad. Main PBs are needed to get Spider Ball in GFMC crate, but then you're expected to take Spider Ball all the way back to Mining Station A for Emerald Translator to get Boost Ball in Transport A access in Great Temple. You then take that Emerald Translator to get, you get Boost Ball, rather. Oh, hold on, hint read. And it says, Torvus Temple access is a major. We already know that, game. We'll get there in a second. Anywho, Boost Ball is needed out of Transport A access. It's needed to get Missile Launcher in Sank Entrance. Missile Launcher is needed to go through to Bomb Guardian to go get Seeker Missiles in Aegon Energy Controller, followed by Dark Beam in Underground Tunnel, because there's always progression in Underground Tunnel. That Dark Beam directly leads to Space Jump in Crossroads, combined with Boost Ball. Space Jump allows you to go to Labs to get Light Beam, and Light Beam lets you go to Torvis, however way you choose, so that you can get Echo Visor and Annihilator both in Torvis. And Screw Attack, for that matter.
Yeah, so not exactly the greatest logic chain, especially with the fact that so much of the early game was just expansions here, missile expansion there. Oh, unlimited missiles? Nah. Sorted. Now, the only possible thing is that we could have an item still on the GFMC ship. So it might mean that Jump Guardian is quote-unquote required.
Yeah, that would be the, that would probably be the biggest insult right about now, because it's... Right now, everybody is hard committing to Sank/Torvis and not bothering to go back to Temple Grounds for a while. Alright, Cestrion is ascending up the hill again, or up the terrain again, so just needs to get the stick movement right.
Yeah. He's definitely rising, which is good.
Alright, Sank Temple accesses an energy tank, which it looks like Lucarius is going to take, because with no Dark Suit still, that's not a bad idea to just get this anyway, because until you get Dark Suit, every energy tank is 16.5 seconds of Dark Aether time, which you're not going to say no to, and now Cestrion is through. And delivers...
a power bomb. A power bomb to celebrate anger and relief.
But yeah, Cestrion is now going to get Screw Attack, and then we'll see how he chooses to respond to this. If he goes straight to Sanctuary, given that he's already packing Annihilator and Echo, or whatnot. Because, yeah, unfortunately, because of the second grapple being where it is, doing Cash Beat Chasm isn't the most efficient thing to do to get to Lower Torvis, just because you'd have to go back to Dark Torvis after getting it. But yeah, we may see a desperation play from Cestrion here in a little bit, depending on what he's thinking. All right, well, O'Lear giving us a Sky Temple key today and revealing to us that Chica is dead. So boss is pretty much dead today. Spider Guardian's dead. The only other bosses that could be relevant at this point are Powerbomb Guardian and Grapple Guardian. Okay,
Yeah,
maybe
the
Airy.
bug ball is off. Airy would be nice. Airy would be a bit of a pleasant change.
Indeed, although one thing is still bothering me, where are our super missiles? Because we can do superless STKs now, we can do Abandoned Base out of bounds, but even still, this is getting kind of ridiculous.
Cestrion has picked up their grapple beam and will be going for the E-tank on Boost Guardian here.
That's a red key, which we know is not any relevant key at this point.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Lucarius has all the information on bosses now.
Oh yeah, keys in general are just completely dead. Yeah, these Cobalt hints just aren't helping. I was hoping at least one of them would have pointed us to super missiles by now, but even still. The only other place they're nice cannonball.
So the only hints left are the Lower Torvis ones, really.
Lower Torvis, Watch Station, because Lucarius hasn't done the Watch Station hint yet, and Main Research and Sank Entrance as well.
Yeah. We have not seen Sky Temple hints yet.
Yeah.
Those are still open.
Yeah, I can understand. Unfortunately, in order to do at least superless Sky Temple key hints, you do need like at least 3 or 4 energy tanks on Various Suit. Because you do need to spend quite a bit of time traversing Abandoned Base out of bounds. Not to mention the Ink Claws. So
Lucarius did just pick up the cannonball, which means they've kind of put themselves in an awkward catch here where they either lose the cannonball. Oh no, they're going this direction instead.
Sky Temple key.
Okay, yeah.
Sure, why not? We need it anyway.
So yeah, the only thing that the cannonball really kind of not locks them out of doing, but makes it a little bit harder is deciding whether they want to do Airy at this stage. Because they would need to lose Cannonball to actually get access to Airy.
Yeah, and I'm sure Lucarius will cross that bridge when we get to it, but we've now seen, what, 5 Sky Temple keys out of 9 already, so... Alright, Lucarius is going to read the watch station hint, so we're at least going to see this. Lucarius is going to save Cat West, though, until the very last check in this region. So as not to take the cannons to get back up. The keys to Aegon Temple are irrelevant. One of them is on the boss.
So Gollop saying the Airy with Cannonball has been solved, but the question is, Gollop, can it be easily done in a race setting?
Very good question.
Does everybody know how to do it?
Yeah, I would like to know a little bit about this, because, yeah, that's the one check that you basically can't do without losing Cannonball. Okay, I guess Vault wasn't anything important, because Lucarius is busting out.
A bad screw attack on Morph. Or, is that what the SAU stands for?
Secret World to Checkpoint Station, and then... I guess, yes, the SAU business. Oh, hey, Dark Burst. Might as well use it.
So I believe Vault was dead.
Yeah, Vault is dead. Lucarius almost got zapped there. The Resbit was just about to fire off the Virus Burst. Oh no, doesn't stay onto the door. Yeah, that can be a little tough to do. Generally, the way I like to do it is just to let the Morph Ball slot carry you out a little bit and then push back in. Oh no.
Slippery feet here.
Can't really call it Butterfingers, no. Butter Boots? I don't know.
So it does look like Cestrion is going to... Is Cestrion going to climb up to Torva's Temple this direction?
Looks like it. Because, yeah, he can't get Torva's Energy Controller from without supers right now, or fighting Quad. But it's impossible for super missiles to lock themselves because they're hard required for Sky Temples, so... Luckily, we don't have to worry about that kerfuffle today.
This is definitely shaping up to be the case of having all the STKs before going into Sky Temple, because that's another one in Watch Station.
Yeah, there's only 3 left, and there's probably one in ATS, knowing this game's luck. Oh no, it's super missiles! Super missiles in aerial training site. So that's locked by Screw Attack.
Right then, so
Good
we've only
grief.
got Cat West left, and that, I would presume, would lead to Lucarius just going for hints at this stage.
Yeah, Lucarius, I mean, at this point, there's only 3 Sky Temple keys left. There's a good chance they're in Lower Torvus, actually.
Well, one of the keys I believe Cestrion has that Lucarius didn't have, and I'm trying to remember where.
I'm not sure, honestly. Can we get a suit hint, please?
All of them are dead. Yeah, there we go.
That's the one. So yeah, Lucarius is missing that one, so there's only 2 unaccounted for Sky Temple keys now. And yeah, there's a non-zero chance that they're both in Lower Torvus at this point. But yeah, can we get a suit, please? I mean, 6 E-Tanks, Varia final bosses is doable. Not comfortably, but it's doable.
So I wonder where Cestrion is going.
That's a super pickup in Reactor Core. Lucarius is just gonna BSJ and hop over to it real quick.
Well, that's the beam ammo one.
So it's either double damage or... Yep. Yeah, it's
That's
either double...
very good to find.
Oh yeah, that is actually going to be pretty much darn near essential for various suit final bosses. And the nice thing about those is those do come with you after a reset, unlike Cannonball. By the way, with Cannonball...
Bye-bye. So yeah, this definitely looks like this is going to be a save warp out. And probably go for hints.
Yeah, so we know Hall of Honor Dead is one of them, so there's only 2 left. Yeah, I'm not expecting any miracles at this point in terms of seed spice, but the only thing that can really kill us right now is Suits and Dark Visor. Which, that being said, if we are still looking for Dark Visor for any reason, that could be a marathon, because Dark Visor can be in a lot of places right now. Granted, most of those are in Lower Torvis, given that we've basically just about full cleared Sanctuary, but even still...
Yeah, we're really running out of checks worth doing. We still have a few Temple Grounds checks. And we have almost all of the Sky Temple checks still to do, because we've barely touched that.
Yeah, we haven't even seen Plane of Dark Worship yet, which it's doable with 4E tanks and Screw Attack, but, and we can't even do a Curse, and we know a Curse Lake has a key, too. And we're not sure if that's a Sky Key yet. So if a Curse Lake is a Sky Temple key, we are going to need Dark Visor.
I think it might be a Sky Temple key, because if I think back to the red key hints, none of them said Sky Temple Grounds.
Did they not say... okay, yeah, the
One
only
of them
ones
said
I have...
Temple Grounds.
Yeah, that was the Torvis one. Oh wait, there's a Hive key in Sky Temple Grounds. Lucarius just read it off the Hive key hint. So
Okay.
Okay, so there's a possibility that a Curse Lake is a Hive key, but even still... it might be Sky, in which case we need Dark Visor. In which case, have fun full clearing the game looking for that. Wow, I gotta tell you, the hints, besides the Light Beam Power Bomb hint, the hints were pretty trash today. And the boss hints, obviously, but yeah, the hints were pretty trash today.
I think the best hint that wasn't the light beam hint was probably just knowing that Amorbus was immediately dead. Considering how relevant Amorbus has been with this tournament so far.
That's very true. Morbus has been very often required. Another thing that Cestrion got bailed out by is the Grapple on Boost Guardian hint. The missile launcher hint was just hilarious.
The missile launcher hint was a very good one. That was just a well-positioned hint. It was a bad hint, but it was well-positioned and prevented Cestrion going even further out.
Alright, so that being said, we've got 3 keys left. What have we got? Hall of Honor Dead. Yep, we knew that one already. And how much do you want to bet both of these are just Lower Torvis? Training Chamber, yeah. Hydra, yep, they're free. We're done. Seed solved. Super Missiles was the end of the chain.
So the only real question really comes down to whether Lucarius is fine going into bosses with the equipment they've got.
I think with double damage, Lucarius is fine resetting away that cannonball. Because that just reduces the amount of time you need for at least Emperoring 1 and Dark Samus pretty significantly. Although, that being said, Cannonball would be really great for Emperoring 2. Because you're basically indestructible during that phase. But, we'll see. Yeah, the other thing is, Lucarius, at this point, Lucarius would take the Sank Vault Elevator to Lower Torvis, and just get the 2 keys that way, just by boost jumping over the statue in Good Training Chamber. I call it Good Training Chamber because Prime 1 is Bad Training Chamber. And yeah, we're going to see Cestrion do Cash B Chasm here. Oh no, Cestrion's going to Sequence Break Cash B.
I think they wanted to, but the timer was ticking down a bit.
Oh, it's gonna take a safety save first. But yeah, this makes a lot of sense for Lucarius to give up Cannonball for the save warp here. So yeah, we can now safely assume that it's a Hive key in McCurse Lake.
So,
Yeah, the issue...
reading the race time, I think that the gate skip and Torvis Bridge, Forgotten Bridge, has maybe tilted them.
I wouldn't be surprised. And yeah, I'm so curious to know, where are our suits? I mean, are they both in Lower Torvis too? Wouldn't shock me.
I think they're probably just
Oh no!
That's
Lucarius has done something that I do all the time and forgotten to grab a power bomb, and I got bad news for you. This guy ain't dropping one.
Yeah, Blog ain't going to drop anything because he is the single enemy in the room.
Lucarius, I've done that all too many times. In fact, I was having terrible power bomb management in my match last week.
Now, the thing that I am going to take a stab at here, right? I have a feeling that the first logical suit is probably just chilling on the
Cestrion,
ship.
you have not done the room transition yet. Okay. Video game almost went burr.
So I would expect the first suit to just be chilling on the ship. Knowing Cestrion's luck, Light Suit is probably sitting in Plane of Dark Worship. Because that has been constantly trolling Cestrion.
We'll see it in credits, I hope. But yeah, Lucarius had to make a quick pit stop for power bombs, but is now on his way back to Lower Torvis to try this again.
I'm curious as to where Cestrion's going to head here. This is going to mean an immediate push to Sank, or... Yeah, looks like it. Oh well. Yeah, they're realising they can't go out the Emerald side just yet.
So yeah, Lucarius is doing the same method that I use, where you kind of just let the angle in the spider track slowly ease you down into the optimal angle for the boost jump. And after that, gets its second try. Nicely done.
I would maybe grab the hint here just in the off chance that you get like a suit hint, and it might be something you can comfortably route around.
I don't think so, because the only key left for Lucarius is the one coming up right here in Hydro Dynamo Station, and at that point, it's just a matter of save warping back to Temple Grounds.
Cestrion is checking. Oh, Cestrion, please, let's...
If this is a suit, I swear.
Baha, see if you've done this and says...
Oh my god.
Yes! Baha!
I mean, I can't tell because the bitrate's not great, but... Okay, yep.
Baha, Cestrion's going to be very angry with you. Out of all the things you could have done, you had to do that.
Okay, that's going to be our new slogan for this tournament. You know, last year's was there was always progression in Underground Tunnel. This year is there's always a suit in Plane of Dark Worship.
Perfectly fine seed. Okay, SJ logic might have been a bit of a stretch. None of the bosses, no items on any of the key bosses, but you had to give Cestrion the one thing that he does not like. A suit in Plane of Dark Worship.
That was pretty funny. But yeah, so Super Missile's behind effectively Screw Attack, which is behind Light Beam, so I'm just going to put Super Missiles down the list further here. So yeah, how big is this logic chain? Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Cestrion is going to check the ship, and let's see if I've called this correctly. Is the Dark Suit just chilling here?
So, Super Missiles are behind 13 items.
Ah, no, it's just a key.
Yeah, that's the last Tor... Oh, no, I thought it was going to be the last Torvis key, but nope. But yeah, Super Missiles are behind 13 items total if you count 2 for progressive grapples. You know, Echo and Annihilator are still required, but they're in the same sphere as Screw Attack, pretty much. Because yeah, you had access to Grapple and Screw Attack as soon as you had access to, as soon as you got Light Beam. To clarify with Chad, 4 energy tanks plus Screw Attack, it's not enough to put it in logic, it's just enough to be able to do it. It's just like the bare minimum you need.
In beginner settings, you logically require at least Dark Suit, I think.
Okay, this is
So it's the
probably
only way
Torvus
it can
key.
be a light suit.
Okay, that's the Torvus key. Ooh, Lucarius getting the long-range precision screw. Nicely done. That would be unlimited beam ammo in Wind Chamber.
Of all the places.
Yeah, I mean, if it were me, I'd get that because I love the multiplayer pickups, but Cestrion, I can understand completely skipping this given the circumstances. Beam ammo management, thankfully, isn't too difficult in Echoes. And especially considering the obnoxiously large amount of dark and light ammo we have gotten to this point. Yeah,
Problem is more the double damage is like messing up your numbers, specifically because of Dark Samus 3, you want to do a certain number of Annihilator shots.
Yeah, with double damage, it's either 10 Dark Beam shots or no, it's, correction, it's 5 Dark Beam shots or 12 Annihilator plus 3 Lemons. The 12 Annihilator would make it 296, and then 3 Lemons would give you the... Actually, no. Not 296. Hang on. 288. And then the 3 Lemons would give you 12, so that's 300.
So one of the things we can at least say is that, presuming there was a visor in Mining Plaza, then it had to be Dark Visor at this stage.
If it was Dark Visor, I don't think it was. Dark Visor would have been pretty tough to see, based on Lucarius' spot earlier.
Yep, Cestrion unsure on whether they want this phase on grounds item.
It's a beam tank by the looks of it. But yeah, Lucarius is going to be going into final bosses with 6... Is it 6 energy tanks? I think 6 energy tanks in Variasuit.
Double damage and no cannonball, so let's hope that this goes well.
Yeah, the nice thing about having unlimited missiles here is Lucarius is effectively going to be able to get a power bomb full refill here because the ink pods here are going to guarantee drop power bombs. But it looks like Lucarius is saving first. Then probably doing a quick loop around. Yeah, because I don't think he made a pit stop in landing site.
So it looks like Lucarius feels a little pressured because they didn't do the circle around the Sky Temple here to kind of up their ammo count.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised at that because I don't think Lucarius has a particularly large amount of power bombs available right now. Is wisely, though, keeping Screw Attack in use to reduce health, or to prevent health reduction. Yeah, so 2 super missiles here will make this a pretty fast phase 1.
Oh, that's quite nice. Nicely done.
Okay, Lucarius has 2 power bombs, which it's not great, but it's enough to at least get the first couple done, and hopefully you get a drop later. Although regular... Ooh, looks like that upper left tentacle didn't quite catch. Luckily, it's only 2 bombs instead of 3, so if your aim is off a little bit, you're still okay. Case in point.
Nicely done. EI3 being the kind of the fairly simple of the 3 phases, that should be quite quick. Plus you also get like a checkpoint immediately after this, so you get a full refill when everything's...
Yeah, now Lucarius can't dilly-dally. He's down to about 40 seconds to do this. That's a good pair of screws, though. One more tickle should do it.
There we go.
All right, Cestrion is going to do is doing abandoned base out of bounds, courtesy of Dark Suit. But yeah, that's a checkpoint for Lucarius, and now it's just a quick run to Dark Samus and hopefully not get centered, because centering at full health, especially here, is pretty much a death sentence.
So this is one of the unfortunate things, I think, for any kind of given racer, is that when finishing in the state that you still are not in go mode, that is always a kind of a rough feeling. So hopefully Cestrion isn't too down when this kind of concludes.
Okay, so yeah, Lucarius got exactly the 300 damage necessary, and this Sealing Orb is not playing nice with Cestrion right now. Usually I load the room first before doing this Sealing Warp, but I don't know if that makes a difference. Okay, so yeah, Lucarius used a Super Missile to force Dark Samus to flinch here. I need to field test and see if Super Missiles will always force a flinch here. Because if Super Missiles always force a flinch, that's basically what you need for a clean DS4 skip like that.
Very nicely done. So Lucarius finishes within an official racetime.gg time of 1:35.13, and Cestrion has given the forfeit. Cestrion is opting not to come in for commentary, so that's kind of fairly understandable. So we'll get Lucarius in and have a wee chat over that.
Yeah, so yes, folks, the story of this seed, overall, pretty lousy chain for Super Missiles, or for just Space Jump to Light Beam, but other than that, I think, honestly, the biggest pain in the backside was, logically needing Missile Launcher to go get Seekers, then go back for Dark Beam. Yeah, that start was pretty nasty. But yeah, Cestrion's at least going to see what the story actually was and discover that, yeah, besides, Super Missiles could have actually been skipped with the help of Cash B Chasm. Or not even Cash B Chasm, with going around Vault Side.
Yeah, so welcome in, Lucarius. GG's.
Greetings. Thank you, thank you.
Very nicely done. Very nicely routed. How did you feel? How did you feel with the seed?
This seed was weird. I feel incredible because of that finish, but man, that was just a lot of where is everything.
Yeah, I mean, the early game, we wrote down the whole chain here. So it started with the opening wasn't too bad, so bombs in the elevator to Amber and mining station access to main PBs and sand cache. That's pretty run of the mill typical Echo start.
Mm-hmm.
Then it starts getting stupid, because then you need to go to GFMC to get Spider Ball with PBs. Take that Spider Ball all the way back to mining station A to get Emerald Translator for boost and transport A access.
Yeah, that was stupid.
and you didn't pick up this hint because you never went in this direction, but in Fortress Transport access, we discovered that the missile launcher is in Sank entrance.
Oh, really?
Literally, you had a choice at that point between Sank entrance and underground tunnel after boost ball, and literally Sank entrance was just the other part of the chain needing to get to underground tunnel for Dark Beam.
Oh my gosh.
The funny thing too was that you and Cestrion were making the divergent decisions. You chose to go to underground tunnel. Cestrion chose to go to Sank entrance.
Oh.
Got bailed out by the FTA Violet hint, which literally said missile launcher and Sank entrance, and he just turned around 180 and left it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the best part is it doesn't even stop there. This seed was linear, is what it was, up until pretty much Torvis. Because after Dark Beam, you have to now go back to Central Mining Station, or you have to go get, you have to go back to, not Central Mining Station, to Crossroads to get Space Jump, and then you got to take that back to Central Mining Station for Light Beam. Then the world is pretty much open, and you can get your double grapples in Torvis and your Echo Annihilator while you're at it.
Yeah. Yeah, good seed. You'll see in a second. I paused on where stuff is.
Oh yeah.
We're looking to find out where Dark Suit is because we know where Light Suit is. We discovered that.
It's where it always is.
I never checked Split No Dark Worship, so I didn't have it.
Dark Visor was in Feeding Pit. Progressive Suit 2 was an In Cache 2, locked by Annihilator Beam and Screw Attack.
Ooh.
Ouch. Yeah, you were not getting those suits in a timely manner today.
Nope, there is no way I would have checked either of those.
So, was the double damage you picked up what convinced you to give up Cannonball on your way out of Sky Temple Gateway?
Not really. I mean, it definitely helped. It made me a little more confident in the final bosses, but I think I've done 6E no suit before. So it was a bit of a gamble, but I was like, we'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Yeah, you had a flawless DS4. Does Dark Samus always flinch when you slam her with a super missile?
She does not. It's just a little strat that I've been using, and it's about as consistent as doing anything else, really. So,
okay.
I think it's just nice to start off with a nice chunk of damage when she comes down.
Gravity was in Storage C behind super missiles.
Yeah.
Good grief.
Yep, never getting that.
Yeah, it was possible to skip super missiles this seed if you did Abandoned Base out of bounds and you only got the lower Torvis keys through the Sank Vault side elevator, doing exactly what you did, Lucarius, where you boost jumped around the statue.
Yep.
So it was possible to get away without super missiles this seed, but
yeah,
yikes.
If I found a suit, because the only thing that was in the back of my mind is that if I lost Cannonball and didn't have supers, then I would have to boost my way through the ink claws to do the abandoned base out of bounds.
Yeah, that's the only thing about abandoned base that was pretty dangerous. Yeah.
Which it is possible with 6E. 5E is not possible. 6 is possible. But
would Screw Attack help you out in that scenario?
Actually, it might. I've never tried doing that.
Maybe some experimentation is due in the future.
You're right. That might actually make it a little better. Huh. Never thought about that. Good one.
But yeah, again, well played to both of you. Yeah, Cestrion. So, what basically, unfortunately, threw Cestrion way behind is that he got the hint in Path of Ice saying Grapple Beam was on Boost Guardian or in Dartor's Arena, and which that was the first of us learning of that one before you went to it. You then you first saw the Grapple Beam in Path of Roots, and we laughed.
Yeah, I laughed as well.
And then what ended up happening was
Cestrion's route through Upper Torvis kind of threw a little bit of a spanner in the works, where the route to get to the Boost Guardian side was to gate skip, and had a lot of trouble getting the gate skip.
Gate skip.
He spent a very long time on that gate skip.
Dang, gate skip is one of the more annoying ones.
I think it was, without going back and timing it, was a good 5+ potential minutes trying to make that transition, which I think at that point in time, when in the race time room, when you said this seed, and Cestrion replied with, "I don't care anymore," I think that was the point where the gate skip had just really kind of hurt Cestrion, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, I was wondering what had happened when he said that. I assumed that he went to Underground Tunnel like I did and crashed the game, probably. That was my big guess for that one, because that was scary, by the way, having to dip in there and then going back because of that potential crash.
I think the only time that it's a real crash risk is if you try and super missile the door on the way out.
Really?
I think that's the more common place for Torvis Temple to crash in that scenario in particular.
Okay, that's good to know.
Smart on you, though, for picking up the Cobalt Translator in Dynamoworks Tunnel, even though it couldn't have locked anything important.
Yeah, I saw that and laughed as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's still a great find just for the hints. Although I gotta tell you, the hints were garbage today.
Yeah,
The
what were
fortune-
these hints?
The Cobalt hints didn't really do you that many favors. Didn't do you any favors,
Yeah,
honestly.
and no suit hint was what was like kind of bothering me, because I thought like, oh, surely FTA must have been a suit hint or something, but apparently not.
Yeah, there's a good chance one of those hints is in Lower
Lower
Torvus
Torvus,
somewhere.
Oh,
yeah.
right.
Because by that point, yeah, they would have only been able to point to unique items because we saw all the we saw all the always hints and both the joke hints by that point.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're right.
we saw all 3 red key hints. We saw Tumos and Quad. We saw Chica and Amorbis. By the
Yeah.
way, lol to Amorbis guarding his own key.
Yeah, what was up with all the bosses guarding like their own progression, huh? What?
Baja has presented to you a seed that had not a single required boss or mini boss outside of Dark Sanus 1.
Yeah, actually,
Logically,
you're right.
none of your mini bosses actually had anything because Jump Guardian was useless, GFMC ship was useless,
Okay.
but the DMT was useless, Bomb Guardian was useless. Bruce Guardian was an E-tank, so unless Power Bomb Guardian, which I don't think had anything looking at credits, there was an Under Tempo something there, and I think the best it could have been was a beam combo, and Grapple Guardian didn't show up in the credits, so literally not a single boss was ever needed for anything.
Yeah. Wow. I guess in my case, a few bosses for some E-tanks or something, but man, yeah, none actually big required. Other than DS1 because of the main reactor, Sky Temple.
Yeah.
Huh.
You can barely even call that a boss as well, it's just a delivery of a burger.
Hello, goodbye. The other
But
thing
no.
that made me laugh early on in this seed was when I grabbed Amber, immediately went back for that hint to waste a bunch of time just for it to give that one of my viewers hint, and I laughed double because whenever Captain is commentating for me, that hint always shows up for some reason, and I love it.
Which one?
The one of my viewers.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was a pretty that was TGC's hint, but I still fell out of my chair laughing first time I saw that hint.
One of the other kind of noteworthy commentary points that we had is when we were considering the suits. So we started having a conversation as to where the suits were because we hadn't seen the hints, we hadn't seen anything crop up, and we were having the conversation about how the bosses were absolutely useless. And I turned around and said, at this point, the only thing this seed can do left that's of any relevance is troll Cestrion and putting a suit in Plane of Dark Worship, because that happens to Cestrion every single time. And literally, as we're talking about it, Cestrion shoots the light block, passes through the portal, turns 90 degrees, and sees the suit.
Oh man.
That was a good chuckle.
Yeah, these seeds lately have had pretty late suits in this tournament, which is definitely a nice spike up in challenge compared to normal, but that I still can't believe super missiles were behind a 13 item chain if you count both grapples.
Yeah,
it was nasty. Like in all seriousness though, they could have supers could have been skipped.
Yeah, they could have. They really could have.
So you could have been done after Screw Attack, but you would have to have basically gone for Sky Temple key hints as soon as you check that. So
yeah,
or as soon as you
those
Screw, so
yeah, those supers were making me a little bit nervous because I made the safe play today to just go clear labs, clear torches, then clear sank. When I hadn't found them yet, I was thinking like sank entrance or some of those weirder checks. So, you know.
It's funny because we were saying earlier, yeah, we're pretty sure super missiles are in Sanctuary. We just didn't think they would be all the way in aerial training site.
Yeah, me neither.
Behind Screw Attack.
Oh yeah, they were behind Screw Attack, huh? Because I was thinking that it might have paid off big time if you went sank early this seed because of that, but I guess not then. Because you'd need the Screw Attack to get that, or some stupid trick, probably.
All right, so Lucarius, you're going into round 5 then 2-2. So
No, 3-1.
Oh, 3-1. Sorry. No, Cestrion's going in 2-2. I totally got my numbers mixed up. I'm
That's
so
all right.
sorry.
No worries.
Yeah, you're going in 3-1. How do you feel?
I feel pretty good. I mean, there's a lot of amazing runners in the top like 10 right now, so there is still a chance that even with 3-1 I don't make it in. But yeah, feeling pretty good actually.
Yeah, we
I think
currently
it'll be on the
have.
very low percentages that are at 3-2 that you don't make it in.
Really? Okay.
I
Yeah.
think you should be comfortable, but at worst scenario, it's going to be very, very tight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
because right now the Baja and Bash are the only 2 that are undefeated, and they're going at it this round.
ooh.
I'm
Can't
going
wait
up
for
against Gollop, so
Oh.
that's gonna be a match. Like I'm
Man.
gonna have to absolutely bring my A game for that one.
Yeah, so many good matches this week. But yeah, I mean, I'm going to Portugal for 3 weeks soon, so I might not bring my A game for a few weeks. So
Oh dear.
it'll
You're
be
not taking your PC with you and doing your daily grind while you're out in the sunny sides?
no. I might bring my laptop, but yeah, so that's gonna be a little tough.
Some Echoes practice on the beach doesn't sound like a bad idea.
Imagine.
Get that running on Steam Deck.
That would make for a good stream, though.
All right. Well, that being said, folks, as far as matches coming up, we do have a very busy Tuesday coming up, actually. We've got matches at 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. We've got Schwartz Gandhi versus Colin Chiss. That will be at 10 a.m. Eastern. That's got a laundry list of RAs that we're not going to bother going into here. And it looks like the match at 5 p.m., Bash versus Baja Blood, is pretty similar laundry list, actually.
It's
So,
the laundry list is the kind of the usual how to start landing site start with the gates down and that Aegon transport to temple access piece
fair enough.
was the alternative settings we've been seeing this tournament.
And yeah, then later down the road, we've got another doubleheader coming up on Thursday. We've got Arrow Razor versus Xenowars at 3 p.m. Eastern, and Inner Slice versus Asder at 7 p.m. So then
All
Friday,
amazing matches.
Yeah, and then Friday at 8 p.m. we've got Op 82 versus Nye the Bath.
Nice.
So yeah, plenty still on the docket. Very nice that everybody got their matches scheduled so early. I'm still kind of waiting on my schedule to be more defined before I schedule mine. So, but yeah, with that said, anything else you want to say, Lucarius, before we close out?
Yeah, thank you guys so much for the commentary. Much appreciated. Thank you to my opponent, Cestrion. They're not in the booth right now, but, you know, because it's a tough loss. But much love to you. You're an amazing runner, and I hope you the best of luck in the next few rounds if you hear this.
All
And
right.
with that, chat, give a round of applause and a thank you for Captain for joining me in the booth and Gollop for pressing the buttons as well.
Yeah,
Make
the
sure
bot,
you follow them.
yeah,
And
the bots
Gollop,
fell
yes.
asleep, so I can't shout anybody out, but you get the drill, folks, by this point. Yeah, follow our crew. They're amazing. And TGC, thank you for joining me in the booth, too. It was a pleasure.
Pleasure as always. And make sure you follow the runners. Make sure you follow Lucarius and Cestrion as well. Get them followed on Twitch. They stream on a regular basis with their practice and their Echo Seeds and whatnot in their tournament races. So get that love out there.
You got it. Same goes for my commentators. You guys are amazing runners as well. Often stream. Go check them out. Thank you, Gollop. Much appreciated.
All right. With that said, folks, thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see you next mission. Take care.
See you next mission.
Bye-bye.